Hello, hello. I see a lot of you have been ready. I think you chose the right choice on as to which BNGO YouTuber to go to. All right, boys. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, it's finally here. I'm very nervous right now. If I seem a little weird right now, it's because I'm very nervous. All right. All right, boys. All right, boys and girls. So it is at 4:30. We're going to be watching the webcast live. We're going to be doing live trading. I'm going to be adding shares most likely for during the report here. So we are ready. We are ready. We've got the webcast. I've got the audio set up. Yeah. Okay, hold on one second. Sorry. Oh, Jesus, this is the worst time possible. All right, I've got an emergency phone call real quick. Oh, my gosh. All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to be back in like 1 minute. I'm so sorry. All right, 1 minute, boys. 1 minute. We're going to be right back. All right, 1 minute. I'm going to be right back. I'm sorry. We're going to be right back. Here we go. I'm coming back. How did we gain viewers during that? That's so funny. All right, here we go. Was he wearing pants? No. No, absolutely not. Did you see that or not? The BNGO CEO called him up though. All right, here we go. So back to what we were saying. All right, so basically the webcast is gonna be at 4:30 Eastern time. So basically we've got about 40 minutes. We've got about 40 minutes until it starts. So basically what we're going to do until then, you may be wondering, we're going to be going over the market, what's going on, but we're also going to be going over what the projections are and expectations, all of that stuff. A little too funny. All right. A little out of breath right now. I'm sorry for the ear rape if I'm talking super loudly. So basically, yes, estimate for revenue and earnings per share. I actually do not have a projection, my friends, because I'm not going to try to give you a, the last earnings, whatever. You don't know why. But basically, I'll tell you what we do know. This is the consensus. This is the revenue estimate. For me, yes, I was adding shares. Yes, I've been adding shares. Yes, during the market today, I had about 600 shares this morning, and I now have 1,000 shares of BNGO. So that kind of tells you what's going on. I am expecting a beat. Please know what the hell you're doing. This can go either way. This is the day we've been waiting for. I'm so excited for this. This is going to be great. This is going to be a great time. I think this is going to be a really fun live stream. If we get a revenue beat and an earnings per share beat, this is going to be absolutely fantastic. If it doesn't, it's going to be hell. But was that Robbie Smith you were talking to? It was the CEO. He told me we're about to get a beat. Go all in, boys. No, I'm kidding. That would be nice. But everyone, I want you to get two things ready. I want you to get your broker and trading and trading website, broker app, whatever you open. Number two, I want you to get some beer ready in case we get a miss and everything goes to hell. Okay, we're ready for both options. All right, that was a joke, but here we go. This is what we know so far. 2021 analyst projection 16 million. So this is the DD that you actually need to know for the earnings. 16 million in 2021 revenue. That's what Simply Wall Street is projecting. The estimate for this quarter is not even 3 million. So if you divide this by 4, right, on average, you're going to need 4 million each quarter to stay in line with this estimate, right? That is the case enough to say that we may be getting a revenue beat. Now, if you want to call the earnings per share a gamble, like Brandon, how do you know what the operating expenses are going to do? That's a fair criticism. We don't know what they're going to do, but what we do know is that the learning curve and the fact that it's such an esoteric process to actually manufacture and make the Sapphire and make sure everything is working, consumable updates, all the esoteric stuff that they do with the optical genome mapping. I think it's safe to say that over the course of 5 years, decade, the lifeline of BNGO, operating expenses are going to roughly decline if my bullish synthesis is correct about BioNano. Of course, it doesn't have to be, but overall, roughly, you're going to see on average in the aggregate operating expenses decrease slowly. I don't know if it's going to start now. I don't know if we're going to beat. I don't know if we're going to beat. I don't know what's going to happen, okay? I think it's more likely that we're going to beat. That's what my money is that's what my money is betting on, okay? So that's kind of the need to know stuff. We can get rid of this stuff because we do have the consensus update now. All right, so some other need to know stuff. Light engine is what we have this quarter that we did not have last Q1 in 2020. That is going to be a significant help in revenue, and no one is really expecting that, I don't think. This is news, and all of the good pieces of news that we have got for BioNano these last few, all of the good news that we've got, all of this is basically, okay, we got some new news actually. We'll go ahead and check this out right now. But yeah, we will go ahead and, but anyways, all the good news here, this is all reason for the current Sapphire customers to keep continuing to repurchase all of the consumables and stuff that is not permanent with the Sapphire, right? For example, the chips, these other products here, this kind of news that we got disproportionately higher. We got so much more good news this quarter than we did last Q1 2020. So this is more reason to actually have higher revenue. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Also, operating expenses also grew year over year in the last reported quarter due to an increase in salary expenses and transaction costs associated with the Lineagen acquisition. So that is something. So yeah, people are saying, oh, operating expenses are gonna increase so much, man. Well, it's mostly because of the Lineagen acquisition, right? Acquisitions cost a hell of a lot of money. So that is basically also the last earnings report was a beat on revenue and a match on earnings per share. So that's basically what we're looking at. And besides that, everything else you need to know for earnings, I would say, is basically just the revenue, right? We already this is kind of inherent in what we said with the top here, the 2021 projection. If we are going to be anywhere near my auspicious projection for 2021, we're going to make more than 2 million and almost 3 million in revenue. But who knows? Who knows what can happen? Everything can go to hell. Everything can be great. It is in some ways a gamble. It is all game of likelihood. The earnings is and the revenue. You know, last earnings report, we had a projection video because there was a preliminary estimate for revenue. This quarter, we don't have anything. We don't have anything this quarter. So it's a bigger gamble this quarter than it was last one. Okay, now we can kind of relax a little bit. So BNGO, right? How am I trading this? What are we doing? What's the game plan here, Brandon, right? Basically, I don't know what we're going to really do. I'm kind of just winging this, to be honest with you, but it's still going to be the best stream that you see out of any BNGO earnings reports, live streams. But anyways, while we're kind of watching this, I may just be trading it on my phone, honestly, and we'll kind of go over it after. Maybe we'll switch tabs. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It depends. If there's something crazy that goes on during the actual webcast here and the CEO says something that not everyone picks up on because it's so esoteric, I can see myself loading shares and letting everyone know whatever he said, translating that to plain English, letting everyone know what it means. Hopefully it's a good news and we actually are right about it, and then we get in before everyone else does, because things like 500 base pair detection and SVs for cancer, half of the people listening to this webcast won't know what the hell that is, right? They're just going to be confused. So, all right, I'm going to chill out a little bit before my brain cells eviscerate. I'm going to read some chat here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's going to be at 4:30. It's going to be at 3:30. Yeah, no, it doesn't. They're not releasing. The numbers are going to be released at 4:30, my friend, or at 3:30 Central Time. So we got 30 minutes yet until they release the numbers. This is when they're releasing the numbers. They're reporting first quarter financial, blah blah yada yada. Right here, I got you covered, my friends. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and here we can make sure the audio is right and everything. You guys should be hearing this. You should be hearing the desktop audio here. Yep. So this is it. This is what we're doing at 3:30 Central Time. Brandon, it is a prom. Is it a prom today? You look suited up, Lulz. Yes, it is, with BNGO, my friend. Let's go. Let's go. I'm so excited. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Think we're going to have a run. Just watch 15 minutes before earnings are out. We will see what insiders are doing. Well, here's the thing. That's true, but the insiders have known about this for more than just the last 15 minutes, don't you think? I mean, come on. Should I put the audio down a little bit right now though, so you can hear me a little better? Here, I'll go ahead and remind me, guys. Make sure you remind me to make the desktop audio louder before we get the actual earnings, because I don't want to leave you with not being able to hear the stream here. Do you guys like the suit? You guys like it? It is good luck. I hope it is. We need luck. We need luck right now. So, all right, for everyone that's coming in right now, 4:30, so 30 minutes is when the webcast opens here. It's gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy, man. This is gonna be crazy. So we're seeing a little bit of a pop in the last. Okay, so market goes in 5 minutes. Literally, it's popping right here at the last second here. What are we listening to? The ballad of BNGO. Do you guys want the audio off here? Here, I can just mute it real quick, or pause it. The CEO is about to get shot in the head. Oh man. That's too funny. That's too funny, man. All right, boys. So for everyone who's just getting in now, I actually recommend you rewind the stream so you can go over and actually see what we're doing right here. Just make sure you are at live. Just scroll all the way to the right for live whenever it's 3:30. Okay, and maybe even a little bit more, and maybe even a little less than that, because they may pull a fast one on us. You know what? How about we just go ahead and leave this running just in case they pull a fast one on us? Okay, actually, no, that's not possible. Okay, never mind. Well, 3:30. Hopefully they're right on time. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have. All right, boys, let's check the market though. Let's check how everything closed because we do have a little bit of time here. JMIA closed right even. Okay, but reiterating, boys, for BioNano, I am going to be adding shares probably in the after hours before earnings. I'm just this bullish, and please, everyone, I like the hair like this, but anyways, I'm trying to be Obi-Wan. Do I look like Obi-Wan? No, not at all. What do you call? What was I gonna say? We're gonna be adding BNGO shares very soon, because I know everyone's gonna get bored just looking at this screen. So we are gonna be adding some BNGO shares very soon, because I'm just this bullish, and I want to preface by saying, please don't get mad at me if earnings are horrible. Anything can happen right here, okay? It is, in a lot of ways, this is a gamble, okay? Now, BioNano, you guys know eventually BioNano's earnings per share, you know what it's going to be if you're at all in the same mindset as I am. But it's very hard to predict this earnings, okay? It's very hard to predict. We don't have a preliminary estimate as opposed to last time we did. So it's just... we'll see what happens. I think the revenue estimate is a little bit low. I mean, what did we get last quarter? We got 4 million. We got 4 million in revenue. Quarter 4, now quarter 1, they're projecting not even 3 million. It's like, do you really think the historical impact is really going to be that good? We got all of these things to our advantage here. I'm not even going to say it because my articulation's not that good. We've got lineagen. We've got benefit of cash equals no opportunities, more cash for marketing, more acquisitions, more all this crap, right? Okay, I'm not going to read all this, but man, we've got so much. COVID recovery's we've got a little bit of less COVID, less lockdowns in California, right? And that's where BioNano's based. That's going to help revenue. We've got a ton of things. We've got a ton of things going for BioNano's revenue, at least. I think we do. So it's 302 right now. So I don't know. We'll go ahead and oh boy. I think they should. The first we hear of it will be I believe this, but some people are disagreeing with me on this. The first we see the news should be this. We already have it pulled up. It's going to be in 26 minutes here. But yeah, and there's no news, here, so I don't know how they would know before BioNano releases it. Yeah, so after hours, what are we doing? We're 2% right now, 2.5%. Yeah, some people know already, institutions. Yeah, some people, the people who are just throwing out numbers, like 170% year-over-year revenue, like you're scaring me, because how do you know the BNGO Investor Relation page? Okay, that's kind of where we're at right now. Yeah, there's nothing on here. Last I checked. Let's see if it updated. Let's see what we got. It's refreshing here. Come on, do it. Come on. Oh my gosh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Here we go. All right, here it is. 179% year-over-year revenue increase driven by record sales of consumables and growth in the Sapphire install base. All 2021 milestones on track. Strong balance sheet with $362 million cash. 179 year-over-year revenue. Okay. Where's the actual key business highlights? Okay. Here, let me find this real quick. I need the actual numbers real quick. Hosting the Next Generation Cytogenetics Symposium, which featured distinguished speakers from around the globe describing how optical genome mapping could be applied to clinical research, blah, blah, yada, yada. We want to see the actual news. Where's the news? Where's the numbers here? Okay, the balance sheet, right? Okay, here it is. All right, here it is. Total revenue was $3.2 million for the 3 months ended. Okay, 179%, blah, blah. So we beat it by a little bit. Gross margin was 33%. Gross margin was up. Okay, good. This is good. Okay, primarily due to a shift in our product mix towards higher margin consumables and services. Operating expense was $12 million, an increase. Okay, that's not great. That's not great. This change is primarily due to increased headcount and material and supply expense, offset by a $1 million decrease in bad debt expense. Okay, that company held cash and cash equivalents. Okay, blah, blah, yada, yada. So this is good. This isn't great. We beat, though. We did beat. We beat the revenue. We beat revenue. We're up 9%. Yes, we did it, boys. Yes. I can't believe the news dropped without us ready. I wasn't ready for it. They said it was going to drop first on the webcast, but they put out the news. They put out the news at 1 minute, so we were like 3 minutes late. Damn it. But yeah, we're up. What are we up? 10%. Fuck you, Bears. Everyone, I want you to say, all the Bears. I want everyone to say F you, Bears, right now. Fuck the Bears. Yes, we're up 11%. Let's go. All right, so let's actually dig into this a little more, though. Okay, let's actually read some of this, okay? For people who are just getting it, it's 179% year-over-year revenue growth, I believe. Is that what it said? I think it is. Yeah, 170% year-over-year revenue increase driven by record sales of consumables and growth in the Sapphire install base. And look at this. This is what I'm most excited about. All 2021 milestones on track. I love it. This makes me so excited for the future. Strong balance sheet with $362 million cash as of March 31st. Conference call today. Here's the thing, boys. This stuff is what we want to know about in the conference call. I'm so excited. Eat it, Robbie. Here, let me go ahead and pin that comment real quick so he sees it if it loads. Okay, never mind. My computer can't handle it. Anyways, yeah, okay, so 2021. Let's see. Wait, who is this by? Is this Eric here? Is this Eric? Okay, 2021 is off to a solid start for BioNano. In the first quarter, we sold a record number of flow cells, analyzed a record number of samples in our service lab. And remember, guys, the number of samples that they're going to be able to analyze, it's going to increase. We've got a 1400. It's a 14x, 14 times. I don't mean 1400 times, 14 times higher throughput Sapphire. Sometimes I mispronounce it, but samples in our service lab drove broad adoption of Sapphire instruments and ramped up the installation of Sapphire systems that weren't yet operational because of 2021's travel restrictions. Okay, let's see how the stock is actually doing. Oh my gosh, we're gone. We are gone. Yes. Eat it, Bears. Eat it. 15% right now. Do not sell. Whoever is selling, you are a bitch if you sell right now. No, I'm kidding. You make your own decision. If you're a weak-handed, if you're going to get mad at me if we go red tomorrow, sell now so I don't have to deal with your whining. But we are up 15% right now. Let's go. Let's go, boys. We're up 15%. Yes. Finally, we're doing something. All right, but as far as the technicals here, we're at $5. We are getting rejected. We are likely to get rejected right here. We'll see. Here's the thing. We can go way higher than this. We can go up 100% today if the webcast, if the CEO says something great. So yeah, we beat revenue was 3.2 million. And then what was the actual earnings per share though? What was the actual earnings per share? The EPS here. So we're up 10% right now. Let's just keep digging in this document because this is a long one. This is a really long one. I want to go over the actual important stuff here though. Okay, presented at a record number of presentations. We already know this. New applications. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. This is what gets me so excited. Developed new applications for Sapphire. And as we know, we already have talked about. Let's see, new application. Let me just control F right quick. Okay, here we go. So according to the CEO, there are applications. Literally, he's basically saying $3.5 to $3 billion total addressable market is slow or low, excuse me, because there are new applications that we're not even ready for yet. Look, okay, quote, it's harder for us to quantify the total addressable market specifically because of some of the applications haven't even been developed, and that's according to the CEO, Eric, my friends. That is according to Eric, not me. That sounds like me. That's not me. New markets for Sapphire that have not even been developed yet. Where are the bears? Where are the bears? Was EPS? I can't actually find. Is EPS even in here? I don't even know. Let's see if we actually control F EPS here. Okay, Webull doesn't have anything. Let's see if these guys have anything. The revenue was a beat. Revenue was 3.2 million. Operating expenses did increase. I'm not going to actually do the calculation for the EPS because it's going to be out anyway. It's already out. I just don't know where to find it because there's no articles here. Someone in the chat let us know what the actual EPS was if it says in here. I haven't found it. Let me control up earnings per share. Okay, no, there's nothing. All right, so. Well, let's just keep digging through this document though, because this is absolutely awesome. This is absolutely awesome. What are we up? 10% now? 12%. It's all going to come down to the webcast though. The webcast is more important, boys. The webcast is way more important than what is in here. I promise you. I promise you. Because guess what? If the CEO elaborates on what this is, if someone asks him a question, like if I was to ask a question, which I need to actually arrange that, and I also need to interview Eric, because the channel's not big enough to actually get him to say yes, probably. But the applications, if he talks about the new applications for Sapphire and for BioNano, all it takes is one little slip, one little misstep for Eric. Let something slide. Oh, yeah, the Sapphire is able to detect this. And we didn't know that before. It's done. It's done. I'm not trying to get you guys too hyped here, but screw the Bears. Screw the Bears, man. Screw the Bears. All the people, literally right before this, I had so many comments saying BioNano was going to zero. Literally so many. Thank you, Unlucky, but thank you. Congratulations to everyone who has been holding today and adding on the dips and have been watching the streams today. I had 600 shares. I had 600 shares of BioNano this morning. I now have 1,022. I'm not claiming I'm a genius. I make mistakes all the time. You guys know I admit my wrongs, but this one we were exactly right. We were exactly right. Let's go. All right, let's dig into this document though. Let's see what else we have. Increase the speed of our complete on-demand cloud computing solution by 30%. Reduce the cost to the end user by 50%. By the way, do you guys want the audio of the desktop audio? Do you want it lower? I'll put it lower right now. Dr. Gordana, okay. Sapphire detects druggable gene fusions in pediatric acute leukemias that next generation sequencing and cytogenetics missed. That's a key. Making this next generation sequencing obsolete. That is a key. Let me see if there's anything else here, okay? Okay, here we go. This is interesting. Okay. Cash equivalents, blah, blah. This is actually cool. A gain on debt extinguishment of 1.8 million was recognized during the 3 months ended March 31. Okay, to the forgiveness in full. That's good. That's really good. A gain, that's good. We don't have that debt anymore. Yes. This is all good. All right, so here's the upcoming milestones, and also something that no one is really paying attention to, I guarantee you, because you would have to be a legend like we are to actually know the 2021 milestones. If we actually just control F in the document here, actually if we just go to Catalyst, I can probably just find it right here. All of the upcoming catalysts the upcoming milestones here. If I can find them, where is this? Right here. Okay, where is it? Here it is. All right, so all the upcoming 2021 catalysts include this accreditation of Sapphire-based laboratory developed tests for all FSHD, which is a muscular dystrophy disease in certain EU markets, commercial release of prenatal assays, all this stuff, blah, blah, yada, yada, right? All of those things are on track. Do you know what this means? Do you guys know what that means? Sapphire 2.0 is coming. It's on track, according to the CEO, according to the company. That's awesome. Let's see what the stock is doing right now. Let's see what we're doing. Up 10% right now. It looks like that's where we're consolidating. Let's look at the 1 minute chart for BioNano. All right, yeah, it looks like we're consolidating. Let's look at that retracement. 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. Like, yeah, we want to go sideways here. We want to give time for that 21 SMA on the 1 minute to come up and then get that leg higher, get that bounce off of that. Anyways, let's dig into this. I want to go over this whole document before 3:30. Don't let me forget, 3:30, the webcast is coming really soon. Let's see what else. Is there anything new in here? Reached install base of 150 systems, 50% increase year over year in 2020. You know, no one is talking about how the Sapphire is actually gaining a ton of sales. You know, I mean, we already knew this was happening, but no one talks about it. It's like, oh, we don't know if the sales are going to be, we don't know if adoption is going to happen, right? Yes, it is. You better be damn sure it is. All right. This is a 50% year over year growth here, increase here. Initial prototype of next generation high throughput Sapphire. Yep. Is that the exact same? Is that the exact same as what they said last time? Or did they say 14X? Sapphire 2.0. That's not a quote, though. That's me paraphrasing. That's actually interesting. That could be bearish, actually. Someone tell me right now, if anyone remembers off the top of their head, in their last earnings report, did they say it was going to be a 14x higher throughput, or did they just say next generation high throughput Sapphire? I think this is what they said, but in an article, I have this paraphrase because an article said it was going to be 14 times higher, 14x higher throughput, right? Analyze more samples. Someone tell me right now. If anyone knows, please tell me. Anyways, okay, so that's it. That's all there is. Okay, so that's all we have to dissect here. Is there anything here that we have not read yet? Only their key business highlights, which is not that important, it looks like right now. Expanded in new geographic markets: South Africa, Greece, Russia, South Korea. Important clinical sites in the United Kingdom and Germany, right? We know most of that. King's College Hospital in London and the NHS Regional Genetics Laboratory in Belfast City Hospital adopted Sapphire system. That's something that no one cares about. NHS, that adoption is likely to be a domino effect, because you think of it this way: if you're a lab worker and you're using the Sapphire, your neighbor is using Sapphire, or your neighbor doesn't use it, and they're like, hey, come to the lab one day and you're using it, they're going to ask you how it is. They're going to ask you if it's good. And guess what? If NHS already adopted it, that means they already know it's worth it, because it costs $150,000. You're not going to go drop $150K on something unless you know it's goddamn working. So this is likely to spring a lot of more adoptions. Let's check the stop price. Okay, we're not doing anything. All right, gained Sapphire adoption by the University Health Network in Toronto, which has the largest hospital diagnostic lab in Canada. This is good, man. This is great. This looks really sweet. I love how they give such good guidance. And then I'm so excited for this webcast. I'm actually more excited for the webcast than the earnings report, because this is what's going to happen. We're going to be able to catch subtle hints and subtle esoteric things. I hope I will. I hope I will. That the CEO says that most people won't really understand. I hope that's what's going to happen. I hope it's something like the last one, because man. Oh man! All right, we're up 7% now, bleeding a little bit. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna add shares here a little bit. I'm gonna put a small limit order in for let's do 30 shares. Let's do 30 shares at that 1 minute retracement here. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm not selling today. Hell no. You know I'm not selling BioNano today. Hell no. All right. But the thing is, guys, if you're gonna be adding now, you gotta be careful. Because the webcast could be anything. The CEO, they could say stuff that's not that good, but let's be honest. All right, you guys already know I'm way more bullish on the webcast than I am the earnings. Okay, so I'm so happy that we were exactly right. Thank you so much to everyone who did not give up on the channel. Yes, CEO gonna be like moon time Brandon. Yes, my calls have been bad this week. Okay, yes, I thought the Nasdaq was gonna go bullish. Yes, I am just glad that we got a win. Revenue is right. Congratulations, if you are scared right now for buying it, if you don't believe in them like I do, please get the hell out of the stock. Don't whine to me if we're red tomorrow, because last time we had a revenue beat, we did a similar thing after hours. Stock went down the next day because high growth is getting killed. Obviously, I think there's going to be a rotation back into high growth as opposed to recovery, Doge, all this crap, right? Bitcoin, or Doge is already cooling off, but it's not time to sell. It's not time to sell. Don't mistake that into me thinking and me trying to tell you that, we're going to go moon 100%. No, it just means the reward is worth the risk, I think, at this point. Praxis Genomics obtained DXZ codes, I don't know what that means, from something billing codes in connection with the performance of their whole genome analysis laboratory developed test for constitutional genetic disease. That does sound very familiar. I don't know if that is new or not. I'm going to have to analyze this document, we're going to have to do an entire video on this. Dr. Jim Broach, Penn State University, published a method for solid tumor analysis. Yeah, we've had a lot of tumor analysis papers being published. Yes. A largest oncology market for Sapphire. Okay, this is big. All right, we got 11 minutes till the oh, we got new statements here. Is this new? In the quarter, we solidified our foundation for growth through two successful financial needs. Mike, my friend, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Contributing to a cash position of $362 million as of the end of the quarter. You know how people say, oh, BioNano doesn't have cash on hand. They're at such a bad financial place. They've got, according to the CFO, right? And this is not even, I mean, this is him talking right now that it's amazing, right? But if we go right here, the CFO, solidify. Yeah, here it is, literally right here. First try. Let's go. All right, CFO, Chief Financial Officer. This is from the last earnings report. We're going to get into this one, obviously, but this is literally, BioNano is not in a risk from its cash. He believes that its cash stockpile, this is from last quarter, before they liquidated the debt that we've already talked about. We're going to talk about that again if you didn't come in at that time. Significantly de-risks the company, solidifies our financial future, and allows us to focus on the achievement of our long-term vision to disrupt genomics through the global adoption of Sapphire, which that last part is just awesome. The management wants global adoption of Sapphire. Do you know what that would do to the stock price? Do you know, Newsweek, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my friend. Newsweek, thank you. Global adoption of Sapphire, do you know what that would do to the stock price? Moon time, boys, 100%. 100% moon time. All right, I just had an alarm go off because it's 10 minutes until the webcast. 10 minutes till the webcast, boys. Do not leave now. We are not even halfway through the webcast. I don't know how long the webcast is going to be. It could be 2 hours. I think it's going to be like 30 minutes to an hour. I guess it depends on Q&A, but we'll see. Anyways, what was I talking about? All right, this is amazing. The cash position of BioNano is not in a bad place at all. This makes me so excited for the future of BioNano, man. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Okay, yada, yada. We anticipate that the strength of our balance sheet will enable us to clear barriers to global adoption of optical genome mapping with Sapphire, support applications development to open up additional end user markets, and drive toward the next wave of big biology innovation in genomics. This is amazing. This is amazing. Yes, this is good news. Yes, this is good news. This is amazing. We got, okay, for anyone who's joining right now, we beat the revenue estimate. The revenue estimate was 2.9 million. We got 3.2 million in revenue. We also liquidated a lot of debt. Our cash position is much better. Okay, looks like my order just got filled. Let's go to that 1 minute chart. Just got filled there. Let's see. We're breaking through that 21 SMA on the 1 minute chart here. Let's look at the 5 minute. I will add more shares if we go all the way down here. I'm serious. This earnings report looks amazing right now. Based on what I'm seeing, I could be missing something. I could definitely be missing something, but this looks amazing right now. I love that the CEO and all their management is always so keen on mentioning that the global adoption, right? Keyword global adoption of Sapphire, that is their goal here. If we zoom in here, I can do a little drawing action, all right? Global adoption of optical genome mapping with Sapphire. They've said this multiple times, right? They want to support, and look at it. This is something that I have not even talked about yet. How have I not talked about this? They want to support applications and development applications development. Do you know what that means? That means new products. That means new innovations, because that's what it means, man. At least, okay, I can be wrong, but that's what it means. I guarantee you. To open up additional end user markets and drive toward the next big wave of biology and innovation in genomics. According to the CEO, right? Paraphrase from last earnings report. Optical genome mapping is where the next big wave of biology will come from. Biology. We're not talking, we're going to be able to analyze genomes. No, we're talking disrupting the entire healthcare market. Do you know how much money is in the healthcare market? Hundreds of billions. I'm not telling you BioNano is going to moon. I'm just telling you this earnings report is damn bullish so far. Thank you, Newsweek, my friend. Holding 1 million shares. Holy crap. Thanks so much. Cannot believe it is dropping. Very tense week. Yes, it has. This is amazing news. This is amazing news. I think this could very well be the day that interest, I hope it is. The last earnings report went similarly to this. Now, this time around, BioNano is at a much cheaper price, and the fundamentals, obviously, since 1569, the peak of BioNano, the fundamentals have only increased. Don't let me forget, guys. It's almost 3:30. 7 minutes Central Time. 7 minutes of webcast starts. Don't let me forget. Okay, let me put the audio up here so I don't forget. Again, audio, I'm going to leave you guys. I'm going to put you almost at full audio. Let me know if you'd like me to change that a little bit. If a couple people tell me, I'll change it for you if you think it's better one way. But it's amazing. This is amazing. This is really good. It is our time. I think this could be the time that interest and hype. I mean, if the NASDAQ could just do what I think it will and just start chilling out a little bit and stop going back shit crazy, right? This could be our time. High growth is coming back. Earnings report is looking absolutely amazing. This just solidifies everything I've been saying since 1569, right? I've been investing in BioNano since $1. Seriously, since like, I don't know, $3 to $5. This literally solidifies our long-term outlook. It does. I mean, okay, now, of course, we've got a webcast yet, yes, but their cash on hand is better. They've liquidated debt. All milestones, all catalysts that we've been looking forward to 2021 that we've already talked about, they are on track. Okay, according to them, them, all 2021 milestones are on track. What about the milestones that they're not even talking about? Do you really think BioNano, according to the chief financial officer, right? We anticipate the strength of our balance sheet, blah, blah, will help support applications development to open up additional markets and drive towards more innovation. Do you know what that means? That means that there's more innovation coming that we don't know about, man. 99%. I think so. I can be wrong, but dude, this is this is it. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been waiting for, man. It is. This is it. More innovations that we don't know about, all right? We're talking about disrupting prenatal care. We're talking about disrupting karyotyping, the standard for structural variation detection above 500 base pairs. That's actually, karyotyping is the standard, to my knowledge, of 500 base pair structural variation. BioNano does it better. We have not even disrupted the #1 market that we've got proof of concept for, and that's not even talking about the other crazy ones that we have, right? We already know about all the markets here on the 78-page document. Okay, I'm going to link this document for anyone who's new here. I'm going to link the document, the full due diligence of BioNano, in the description and the live chat. Actually, you know what? Let me do that real quick before the live stream starts. Okay, I'm going to link this in the live chat and I'm going to pin it. All right, here we go. I'm going to pin this really fast. 5 seconds here. All right, here we go. Okay, no. All right, there we go. In this real quick. All right, so the link in the pinned live chat there, that is the folder doing. That is this document right there. All right, if you want to go, we cover everything. YouTube chatters, everything. But let's get back to this document. All right, webcast starts in 5 minutes. Let's see how the stock price is doing. Up 7% right now. Oh God, why are we only up 7%? This is huge. This is huge. I think the webcast is going to push us higher. We'll see. We'll see. The music underneath your voice makes you sound like a boss. Don't I sound like a boss already? No, not really. That's funny though. Music off. All right, I can put it off real quick. I don't know. Well, someone just said it sounded really good though. I don't know what to do here. I'll put it down, the volume down a little bit. All right, let's see what else do we have here. Okay, oh boy, this is a long one. All right, with the largest number of Sapphire systems in service, analyzing more genomes than before, this is the CEO, right? We are seeing a sharp increase in the quality and scale of studies that are being published and presented and the awareness they build, the power of optical genome mapping. Okay, blah, 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 strong various conferences. Europe and China, we continue to drive the awareness we believe is needed to develop the market for structural variation analysis and optical genome mapping. In Q1, we saw a clear expansion into new geographical areas. Prenatal analysis, cancer research and development, also diagnosis. They're going to be able to help cancer diagnosis. I guarantee you. BioNano want to underpromise and overdeliver. They don't want to say that, but it's true. We already have a full cancer section, and why I think this is the one thing that could easily send BioNano to the moon at any time. There's no telling when the cancer publications are going to come, if they come at all. Right? Our customers continue development of Sapphire-based assays for structural variation analysis in our key growth areas of prenatal and postnatal genetics, hematological malignancies, and solid tumors in Europe, the US, Canada, and new markets across the world. As our customers grow the number of laboratory-developed tests in the market, we expect this will build out the path to reimbursement of Sapphire-based laboratory-developed tests by third-party payers in the US and around the world. And I'm going to have a video. We're going to be analyzing everything in here, and I'm going to have a full detail. We're going to have everything in here. All right. Right now, this is 3 minutes to the webcast. 3 minutes. Let's get a new one here. I want to go ahead and do a new one right here, so we're not gonna miss the start of this. Here we go. It's almost starting. Make sure the audio. Tell me if the audio. Here, I'm gonna put it like right there for now, just in case I forget. It's at least not that bad. The market hates the sector right now. Yeah, it would. Yes, that is right. That the market hates this sector right now. Otherwise, this would have jumped 20% plus on this report. Yeah, BioNano should be up 20% right now. There's more than that, honest. Okay, you guys know where I think BioNano's true valuation is. All right, let's be honest. Let's be honest here. But with high growth and the Nasdaq suppressing us, we're screwed a little bit. Yeah. So we've got about a minute and 40 seconds here. All right, here we go. Almost there. Up 8% right now, man. Let's see that volume spike. Let me see that volume spike. Really, honestly, there's not that much volume compared to the market open, but yeah, this is big. This is big, man. This is big. I mean, come on, we got a huge. I mean, we didn't get a huge revenue beat, but we got a pretty significant beat. Debt is down. The company's quotes and guidance is amazing. I mean, what else do you need, right? What else do you need, man? Let me check. Let me get back to the actual report so we can have two open here. Actually, here, let me do this. Let me see if there's anything we missed here. Is there anything you guys are seeing that I'm not? This is big. I mean, I'm honestly. Dang it! Come on, why are they not going? It's 3:30. Is it going to come or not? Let's go. Come on. Dang it, we're just gonna have to wait here because I don't want to miss when it starts. I really do not want to miss when it starts, man. Acquisition news coming. They probably would have said that here, but I don't know. Man, are you guys on this on your computer here? Why are they not starting? It's 3:30. Come on, let's go. You think Simon would join the call and ask something? That would be funny as hell. He could, honestly. Wish I could post memes in the comments. Honestly, that would be awesome. Come on, boys, don't be late. It's 3:30. Let's go. We need the call. I'm too nervous right now. I'm too nervous. I can turn the music off. Come on. Oh. I can't even think right now. I just want this to start. Here, I'm gonna leave the music like right here, just so if it starts, we're gonna know. All right, sound good? Up 8% right now. Oh, I'm so nervous. Remove Simon Barnett. Simon enters the chat. Oh my gosh, come on. Should we add shares? Should I do another buy limit order to tide you off if you're getting bored right now? Should we do another buy limit? 5-minute retracement is still way down there. We need a little bit more time to get that 5-minute retracement on the 21 SMA there. My 10K shares hate Simon Barnett. You look nervous and rich. I'm so nervous right now. Yes, I will volume y'all up. Yes, here, I'll volume up right now.
So the Bio-Nano Genomics first quarter 2021 earnings conference call. Today's conference is
audio good. Let me know if the audio is good. If you need up or down, whatever.
To turn the conference over to Amy Conrad from Investor Relations. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Latif, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Bio-Nano Genomics first quarter 2021 financial results conference call. Leading the call today is Dr. Eric Holmlin, CEO of Bio-Nano.
It's all the way up.
He is joined by Chris Stewart, CFO of Bio-Nano, and Dr. Alka Chaubey, CMO of Bio-Nano. After market close today, Bio-Nano issued a press release announcing its financial results for the first quarter of 2021. A copy of the release can be found on the Investor Relations page of the company's website. Before I jump into the forward-looking statements,
is the volume good now?
We want to remind you that our annual meeting is coming up on June 10th. And if you haven't already done so, please vote your shares as soon as you can. I would like to remind everyone that certain statements made during this conference call may be forward-looking, including statements about our strategic and commercialization plans, sales pipeline, anticipated benefits or improvements to the Sapphire system, and the advantages of the Sapphire system over current technologies, our expectations regarding timing and content of study results, and anticipated benefits of these studies in driving adoption of the software system.
Is that better?
Such forward-looking statements are based upon current expectations, and there can be no assurances that the results contemplated in these statements will be realized. Actual results may differ materially from such statements due to a number of factors and risks, some of which are identified in our press release and our reports filed with the SEC. These forward-looking statements are based on information available to Bio-Nano today, and the company assumes no obligation to update statements as circumstances change. An audio recording and webcast replay for today's conference call will also be available online in the Investors section of the company's website. With that, I will turn the call over to Eric.
Thank you, Amy, and good afternoon, everyone. Let me begin by saying that 2021 is off to a solid start for Bio-Nano, and we're thrilled with our progress during this first quarter. We ended 2020 with a strong fourth quarter, and that momentum has really continued into this first quarter of 2021, where we had record numbers of flow cells sold, services samples analyzed, and Sapphire systems installed. There are now more Sapphire systems in service than ever before. And that's really important because it means our customers are able to analyze more and more genomes. And with the improvements in throughput and cost of operation that we've introduced, they're running larger and larger studies, which in turn means there'll be more data in the field. And those data really tell the story of the value of optical genome mapping. And what we're seeing is that the quality and number of presentations and publications featuring this optical genome mapping data is continuing to increase. And I can't really think of a better illustration of that progress than our next generation cytogenomics symposium that some of you may have followed. It was originated and organized by Dr. Alka Chabe, our CMO, and it featured 32 customers presenting breakthroughs that were enabled by optical genome mapping across basic research, clinical research, including applications in COVID, during a total of 33 presentations over the course of 5 days in January of this year. And that message of scientific success has resonated beyond our expectations and really elevated the profile of the company throughout the market. And we expect this momentum to continue, and we believe that it will be connected to our ongoing commercial success over the course of this year, but into the future. Looking at the numbers for the first quarter, our commercial indicators grew year over year. Since the start of 2020, our focus has been on pursuing a go-to-market model that is intended to remove barriers that have historically made it difficult for customers to get Bionano data. We now offer them sample analysis services, a reagent rental option where they can commit to a certain volume of consumables, and we will provide them with a Saphyr system that they rent. And we have attractive options for capital acquisition, allowing customers to buy a Saphyr system. And we believe that this commercial strategy is working and that its success is reflected in our performance during this first quarter. We shipped 11 Saphyr systems into the market, and when you compare that to the 5 systems that we shipped in the same quarter in 2020,
is that better?
You can see that the business is definitely improving. We completed a number of installations over the course of the quarter, bringing the total number of Saphyr systems installed in the field to 107. We sold 2,603 nano-channel array flow cells. Now remember, a measure of the number of human genome analysis capacity that's acquired in consumables on a quarterly basis. And this is the highest number that we've sold in a quarter ever. It represents 275% growth over the number of flow cells that we sold in the first quarter of 2020. And we also grew by 5% the number sold over the fourth quarter of 2020. So more flow cells that are purchased correlates with more samples analyzed, more Bionano data in the field, which helps to propel us forward. This is an incredible result. We also analyzed 227 samples in our Saphyr Services Lab, which is a record number for us in any first quarter ever. We believe the availability of commercial services is an effective way to put Bionano data in the hands of customers so that they can evaluate optical genome mapping, and that this approach will result in more publications, which are critical to driving the Bionano story forward and more Saphyr adoption. We also expanded into new geographic markets, including South Africa, Greece, Russia, South Korea, and important clinical research sites in the United Kingdom and Germany. I want to highlight that King's College Hospital in London, which is part of the National Health System Regional Genetics Laboratory in Belfast City Hospital, have recently adopted Saphyr systems. Now the NHS is the National Health Service in the United Kingdom, and adoption of Saphyr by these two important sites sets us up for growth in the UK as researchers seek to develop alternatives to their traditional cytogenetic methods there. We also expanded our installed base in Canada, where Sapphire was adopted by the University Health Network in Toronto. This network has the largest hospital lab in all of Canada, and they're going to use the Sapphire system to research better methods for genome analysis across a variety of indications. Finally, we saw a good volume of samples coming into our Lineagen business for analysis on that suite of laboratory-developed tests which focus on pediatric neurodevelopmental disorders. And revenues for these diagnostic services contribute to the revenues that are listed on the services line on our P&L. Now, regarding product development, we continue to make Sapphire faster, easier, and more cost-effective to operate. This quarter, we increased the speed of our cloud computing solution by 30% and reduced the cost of it to the end user by 50%.
50%.
New applications for optical genome mapping that we released this quarter include prenatal genome analysis on amniocytes, as well as solutions for genome analysis in connection with infertility research. Dr. Jim Broach at Penn State University, who is somebody we've worked with for a number of years, published a method for solid tumor analysis by optical genome mapping, and Dr. Yuval Ebenstein at Tel Aviv University published a method to analyze DNA methylation in cancer genomes. It's these types of publications and advances in methods that will allow us to expand into additional substantial markets. We also had an important patent issued that showed how different probes can be used to detect even more variants and possibly even single nucleotide variants. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what we see as the critical milestones to achieving adoption of optical genome mapping as an alternative to existing cytogenetic methods. And these milestones include publication of large studies comparing optical genome mapping to the traditional methods that are used today, highlighting concordance with those methods, and highlighting incremental improvement in finding the relevant variants that help better understand genetic conditions. Another milestone includes the development of assays on Sapphire by these labs that are adopting the system, and then finally acceptance of OGM assays by third-party payers. With regard to progress on the concordance data, MD Anderson Cancer Center published a study showing how Sapphire significantly reduced the time to results for solid tumor analysis, for tumor analysis of subjects with myelodysplastic syndrome from several weeks to just 4 days, while being 100% concordant with the traditional methods and finding biologically relevant variants that the traditional methods did not find. This was a very significant enhancement. The Next Generation Cytogenomics Symposium featured a presentation from multiple speakers, each showing similar performance of Sapphire for genetic disease, a variety of blood and solid cancer types. One highlight was a presentation by Dr. Gordana Rocca from Children's Hospital in Los Angeles, who showed that Sapphire detects known druggable gene fusions in pediatric acute leukemias that panels typically used on next-generation sequencing or cytogenetics methods for these subjects missed. Also, in the first quarter, we had an increased scientific presence at major conferences at the 2021 Annual Clinical Genetics Meeting of ACMG, one of the most important medical genetics meetings in the world. Bionano customers presented a record number of studies across each of our target growth markets. This base of public optical genome mapping data resonates with our potential customers and noticeably drives commercial interest and future adoption in the platform. And that's why we made a point of announcing how significant our presence at ACMG was this year. Development and validation of assays by end users who adopt the research use only platform is also important. And we see progress in this area in the U.S. and Europe as well. In the U.S., Augusta University has developed an assay for whole genome analysis with optical genome mapping for constitutional genetic disorders, and they are developing assays for prenatal analysis and solid tumor analysis as well. In Europe, we expect the accreditation of optical genome mapping-based assays for acute leukemias and FSHD in certain European markets in this second quarter. And lastly, I want to talk a little bit about this challenge around third-party reimbursement, which is most acute in the U.S. Here we acquired Lineagen to help us overcome this barrier.
Lineagen.
With their CLIA license and vast clinical expertise, combined with the leadership of Alka Chaubey, we believe we can develop optical genome mapping assays on Sapphire, validate LDTs that may improve upon the standard of care.
Yes,
we are leveraging the Lineagen existing portfolio of third-party payer contracts and certified coders to work out this path for reimbursement. Alka has built an incredible effort to generate the most comprehensive data set needed for optical genome mapping to speed up this process of acceptance by the reimbursement community. Alka is here today, and I'd like to ask her to tell you about this program. So with that, I will turn it over to Alka.
Chief Medical Officer right here.
Thank you, Eric. I am extremely happy to have this chance to connect with all of you today and tell you about our efforts to make optical genome mapping with Sapphire an essential method for genome analysis. So in addition to supporting the key success factors Eric mentioned for market acceptance, we have created one of the most ambitious programs in clinical research to compare optical genome mapping side by side against traditional methods that are actually recommended in medical guidelines. Our studies will span our 4 major growth markets, which include prenatal and postnatal genetic analysis, hematological malignancies, and solid tumor analysis. For each of these indications, there will be at least 3 sites that will develop assays and evaluate a total of 1,000 patients. We expect that over the course of these studies, each site will validate their assays themselves and also use the data they produce to support the further adoption of optical genome mapping at their institutions. Operationally, institutional review board approval has been obtained for all of the sites in our postnatal genome analysis study, and site recruitment and training is complete. Sample enrollment is ongoing, and 3 sites have begun to generate the data. For the prenatal and heme studies, site recruitment and IRB approvals have begun, and we expect sites to be generating data in Q3 for our prenatal studies and Q4 for our heme studies. The reason we are investing so heavily in these studies to generate the data set is that we believe it can be the basis to make recommendations and changes in the guidelines established by medical societies that actually recommend the usage of technologies for genome analysis for various genetic diseases or indications. Although a program of this scale is often later in the development process, but because of the capital we have available, we can pursue it now and accelerate the path to medical society consideration of optical genome mapping. Back to Eric.
Thank you, Alka. Much of the progress we are making is possible because of the outstanding team we are building and the strength of our balance sheet, which together enable us to invest in and advance all areas of the business without the capital constraints we once faced. With our elevated profile of bringing the next disruptive technology to healthcare, we will have the opportunity to continue adding transformational talent to the team to further accelerate our progress. and I'm inviting you to stay tuned for more progress in this area of human capital. And so I will now turn over the call to another outstanding leader at Bionano, Chris Stewart, for an overview of our financials. Chris?
Thanks, Eric, and hello, everybody. Revenue in Q1 was approximately $3.2 million, up 179% from the $1.1 million we reported in the same period of 2020. Year on year, revenue was up in all geographies and across both product and service revenue. The increase in global product sales was driven by increased demand for our reagent rental program and consumables, while the increase in service revenue was primarily driven by sales from our Lineagen subsidiary. Our gross margins came in at 33%, up 8% from the same period last year, due mainly to this a shift in our product mix towards higher margin consumables and services. First quarter operating expenses was $12.2 million, an increase of $2.2 million over the same period in 2020. This increase was primarily due to increased headcount related and material and supply expense. Finally, as of March 31st, 2021, our cash balance was $362 million, derived from the raise of $337 million in 2 underwritten public offerings, sales on our ATM facility, and the exercise of outstanding warrants for common stock driven by the increase in our share price. As has been discussed, our objectives for 2021 center on clearing additional barriers to widespread adoption through the execution of our clinical studies, continuing to expand on the number of published studies showcasing the power of Saphyr, and making progress on our next generation high throughput Saphyr instrument. We will also continue to build both our sales and marketing and our R&D teams prudently through the year. This is a very exciting time for Bionano. We are well capitalized and sharply focused on execution. We look forward on updating you on our progress through the year. And again, as Amy mentioned up front, we want to remind you again that our annual meeting is coming up on June 10th, and we ask you to please vote your shares as soon as possible. With that, I will turn the call back to Eric to discuss upcoming milestones for the year. Then we'll open it up for Q&A. Eric?
Here we go. This will be good, probably.
Thanks, Chris. Outstanding update. In summary, the first quarter of 2021 continued the momentum we saw in the second half of 2020. We're progressing nicely against our main goals of working toward global adoption of Saphyr through increased sales, increased publication of Saphyr data, initiation of more clinical studies, and broadening the scope of the technology. Here you can see more anticipated milestones for the remainder of 2021. In the next year and several years, we believe that optical genome mapping has the potential to become the standard of care. Right now, Saphyr is a research use only tool, and we're doing the right studies to demonstrate its utility. With all our programs, we're hopeful that optical genome mapping could be considered a standard technology in prenatal and postnatal analysis, heme malignancies, as well as solid tumors. We're making great progress along these goals and are hoping to grow the installed base to a level of about 150 Saphyr systems, which represents this by the end of this year, which represents a key milestone around adoption. And with that, we are ready to take questions. So, operator.
All right.
Thank you. As a reminder, to ask a question, you will need to press *1 on your telephone. To withdraw your question, press the # key. Please stand by while we compile the Q&A roster. Our first question comes from the line of Kevin DeGeeter of Oppenheimer. Your line is open.
Hey, great. I want to thanks for the update. Very positive all around. There's a few housekeeping. Can you just give us a breakdown of reagent rental versus capital purchase on the 11 placements in the quarter, and just in general what you're seeing in the appetite of potential new placements in terms of reagent rental versus capital purchase?
Yeah, so Kevin, we're not breaking that out. What I would say is that the majority of the systems that went out were in the reagent rental program. The reason we're not breaking it out is that it's still sort of finding its level, and so I don't want that to set any particular precedent. The other piece of information that I think would probably be helpful to you is that if you look at the revenues attributed to instruments, what we can say is that those sales were all right around the list price for the system. So I think with that information, you would probably be able to get pretty close to what those numbers are.
Great. No, thanks for that. And listen, appreciate the detailed update on reimbursement strategy. Makes a lot of sense. So can you provide just a little bit more granularity in terms of, you mentioned, the 3 sites, I believe, in postnatal had been, identified, kind of which sites, and as we think about, I think you called out, 1,000 patients as, kind of target data set size. Is that, per site or kind of collectively, across sort of the 3 in each vertical?
Well, that represents, so there are fundamentally 5 studies organized in 4 pillars, and those 4 pillars are prenatal, postnatal, hematologic malignancies, and solid tumors. The hematologic malignancies has a leukemia arm to it and a lymphoma arm, so that's your 5. And our plan is to have 1,000 patients in each of those 5 areas, spread across the multiple sites that are participating, as Alka said, at least 3
it's
per
good.
site,
Overall, it's good.
Per pillar.
It's good.
No, great. And then just kind of lastly following up on that, you kind of called out, the timeline to potentially begin generating data, I think, in pre and postnatal.
It's good.
Yeah, any early thoughts as to kind of how long that total data collection time may take, and kind of to be able to reach that 1,000 patient threshold in at least kind of the first of those 5 verticals?
What we think is that we should be able to get a substantial fraction of the postnatal samples, data from them collected and analyzed, and so I want to say somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 to 50% of those done by the end of the year. And we expect that we'll be able to generate presentations, or that the sites will be able to generate presentations and publications to give some interim readouts based on those numbers of patients. One of the reasons that we have set this goal to get these numbers as high as we have is that we believe that that's what it's going to take to influence these guidelines. And to be perfectly frank with you, we were only dreaming of having the opportunity to do that, right? In some period of time, because it's a lot of patients, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of sites, it's a lot of Sapphire systems.
Thank both you, Victor and Sean.
The capital that we raised in the first quarter of this year has made that possible, and so has really accelerated these timelines. But there's going to be a substantial amount of data collected in postnatal this year, and we're going to get a glimpse of those results.
Last clarification on that, and then I'll get back in the queue. Will the samples analyzed in Sapphire, in those various clinical trials, run through the P&L line as recognized revenue, or will those be development expenses with no revenue associated with samples and consumables associated with study?
It's a mix. I mean, it kind of depends on the relationship that we have with the site. There are some sites where there are sponsored research activities. There are other sites that are existing users, and they are purchasing reagents. So you're going to see some of the expenses hitting the R&D line, and in other areas there are going to be revenue generating studies.
Thanks for taking my questions.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Jeffrey Cohen of Ladenburg Thalmann. Your line is open.
Hi, this is actually Destiny on for Jeff. Thank you for taking my questions. Just quickly, I'm curious to know if there are any accounts that do the rental program that actually end up purchasing the Sapphire outright.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, we're starting to see that. So, the reagent rental program is just over a year old, and we have seen at least one customer convert to a sale, and we expect that some percentage of the reagent rental customers will convert to sales over time, which is another reason why we decided not to split out sales versus reagent rentals, because they end up crossing over at times.
Right. Okay. Thank you for that. And then
not horrible,
just on
just
gross margins, how should we be thinking about them throughout 2021, especially due to higher levels of utilization and the expanded installed base?
We expect them to marginally improve through the year as we grow revenue, but not materially, right? We will materially grow revenue. We'll materially grow our gross margins, beyond this year as we really ramp up consumables as a percentage of our total revenue. Right now, we have a pretty decent mix of instrument sales, which are lower margin, with consumables, which are higher margin, and that mix isn't going to change too dramatically this year.
Okay, so perhaps that leads me to my next question. Are you able to just at a high level discuss the breakdown geographically of the current installed base?
Yeah, so what I would say is that's distributed about 50% U.S., 50% ex-U.S., and Europe is probably got a little bit more than half of the ex-U.S. portion, and Europe has really been a significant contributor to the business lately. And so we would expect them to continue outpacing some of the other geographies. And I think that that's a pretty industry norm distribution.
Yes, I would agree. And then you've had some adoption by very large medical centers, especially OUS. So I'm just curious if you could discuss or remind us about the international opportunity and how this adoption could help drive that going forward.
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you look across the progress that we're making in the business, it's really global, and this is an advanced method for research applications, and of course, as you know, labs are advancing the capabilities and implementing it in a variety of ways, and because of that, the adoption tends to be centered in countries that are able to invest in newer technologies, so more developed areas, but the incredible awareness of optical genome mapping is on the map everywhere around the globe, and we're hearing about it everywhere. And so from everywhere, we're receiving inquiries about it from everywhere. And so what our view is that we will continue to see growth and adoption in the traditional developed markets, such as the United States, North America, China, more broadly in the Asia-Pacific region, where we already have a good installed base, Western Europe, a little bit into Eastern Europe. But there are areas such as India that we have systems installed, and let me be very clear, India is reaching out. And so we fully expect this to be a global platform, and that our opportunity is worldwide.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I think I'll take the rest of my questions offline. Thank you.
Thank you, Destiny.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Jason McCarthy of Maxim Group. Your line is open.
Hey guys, this is Michael Okunowicz on the line for Jason. Thank you for taking the question. So you guys really have done a great job building a really strong balance sheet here. You have $360 million in the bank, and that's essentially several years of runway. It gives you a lot of breathing room. What I want to know is, how are you guys planning to invest that money to drive further adoption of Sapphire? You mentioned those 5 studies that you've been able to accelerate. Should we expect some additional studies to initiate? And could you describe what other ways you're using your balance sheet to drive the story forward?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so you hit on one of the main things, right, is driving these clinical studies in 2021.
What else?
We will also continue to build out our sales and marketing team and our customer service team. And we're also investing in our next-gen product. Beyond that's the focus for 2021. Beyond that, we will continue to develop assays and assays for more indications and more sample types and things like that to just continue to expand the market for Sapphire. We potentially would look at strategic opportunities if those strategic opportunities can accelerate the path for Sapphire adoption, but nothing on the near-term horizon.
Acquisition news? No, I'm kidding. I'm just speculating.
Thank you. And I'd actually like to ask you about kind of the target profile for the next generation Sapphire, and really how we should think of this. Is this more so a premium, higher throughput version of Sapphire, or is it a successor and really the next step in the Sapphire story?
This is the best question so far.
Yes, it's more like the former. Although
wrong answer.
Sapphire is premium, and its next generation counterpart will be just as premium, but it will be much higher throughput. And so what we anticipate is that the current Sapphire system would be a really terrific solution for low to mid-volume labs and higher volume labs, which are currently adopting Sapphire.
Most of the Sapphires.
For a portion of their menu, will need something with substantially higher throughput. And so that's what that next generation system is intended to serve. And we've talked about that our goal, historically what we've done is to, through the end of last year with the release of capabilities to bring Sapphire throughput to 96 samples per week or 5,000 samples per year, that represented a 14-fold increase over where Sapphire throughput was at launch in early 2017. And what we have said is that the next generation, through a couple of steps, will bring another 14-fold increase. And so, and that would be completed by the end of 2023. And so it really is the same kind of amazing capabilities, obviously with certain updates and revisions that will also be backward, many of which will be backward compatible to the current Sapphire system, but the focus will be on throughput and consumables that will really allow us to offer consumable pricing that is approaching $100 per sample. So as you can imagine, for high volume labs, high volume studies, this is a really incredible capability.
I'd like to touch on the product mix a bit and the improved gross margins. How much of that is due to the reagent rental model and the Lineagen revenues as compared to higher utilization from existing Sapphire systems and the improvements throughout the years that you just mentioned to the throughput of the system?
Yeah, it really has a lot to do with the product mix. We are, as you know, with a business like ours, the consumable business will continue to grow and outpace revenue from the systems. In Q1 of last year and throughout much of last year, we were selling systems, and the consumable portion of our revenue was growing steadily, and that change in mix and the growth we had year over year in the consumables, along with the higher margins from the Lineagen business is really what drove it.
All right, thank you. And then just one more, if you don't mind. I'd like to ask, as you guys get more customers coming on board who have lab-developed tests and are actually using Saphyr for diagnostics. How does the utilization break down between the customers who have, validated LDT and those who don't yet are using it just on the research side?
That's a damn good question.
Sorry, can you repeat that last part?
Oh, I wanted to know how the utilization of Saphyr kind of breaks down between customers who have a validated LDT and are using it in diagnostics versus those who are using it more so just for research.
Well, listen, so a couple of ways to think about that. First and foremost, I want to emphasize that the Saphyr system is research use only, and customers adopt it and use it for a variety of applications. Yes. And when they're developing an LDT, we would consider that to be within the clinical research portfolio, translational research. The LDT that they may have could be for a variety of applications. And the research use spans a pretty wide range, so going all the way from basic research, even non-human research, up into this translational research that includes the LDTs. And what we see in current adoption is that it is almost entirely, probably like a conservative figure would be maybe 75 to 80% translational research, human-focused, and a smaller fraction, 20 to 25% basic. And those translational applications are much higher volume of utilization. Also, when a site commits to a reagent rental program, the minimum annual commitment is 240 genomes. And so that's a pretty substantial utilization rate right there.
All right. Thank you very much for taking my questions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have a follow-up question from Kevin DeGeeter of Oppenheimer. Your line is open.
Yes, exactly.
Hey guys,
research right now, just wait. It's more is coming.
In terms of new placements, can you just talk a little bit about the typical competitive dynamic? Is typical site, trying to decide between optical mapping and long read, sequencing in terms of, their functionality? You really, to some degree, competing against, yourself in terms of, whether the functionality offered by Saphyr, will capture value for a given site? Are you competing with kind of legacy technologies? Just kind of what are you thinking? I'm thinking more for, translational and clinical oriented sites more than, perhaps the traditional research, basic research oriented customer base.
Yeah. So when you're talking about those clinical translational oriented sites, that is a site which is really looking at the Saphyr system or optical genome mapping as an alternative to traditional methods in cytogenomics, cytogenetic analysis, karyotyping, FISH, and microarrays. So that's where the discussion usually lies, and that's why these comparative analyses that we have ongoing or that sites are conducting and publishing make a difference. And there is certainly a overlapping segment that is looking at a comparison against the traditional methods, but also looking at a comparison against sequencing methods, whether that be long read sequencing or short read sequencing or both. As you start to get more and more towards basic research or discovery research, there the idea of including optical genome mapping is really an incremental approach. And so that is a different conversation. That's a different value proposition. It's a different comparative
we'll get to the institutional
landscape.
Cover everything.
And so,
just wait.
The types of publications that are so important there are ones that are highlighted, like in our slides, that show the use of optical genome mapping in all of these different indications relative to sequencing for its ability to find information that otherwise would not be detected. So really two different paths of generating a dossier of support for the value proposition, and we are pursuing both of those as our customers in the installed base, and they're starting to publish on a much more regular basis.
Very vague. They're always
thank you
very
for that.
vague.
And then just lastly for me, I appreciate that the primary guidance metric the company provides today is placements, which you reiterated at more than 150 by the end of the year. We do get questions from investors interested in revenue guidance and sort of what you would need to sort of see, or what kind of scale in your business you would need to be able to obtain to feel comfortable providing at least a broad range on revenue guidance. So kind of any thoughts you have on opportunities to further expand the types of guidance metrics you provide for the street would be helpful.
Or the share price, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We're sort of appreciative of that dynamic, and I want to make a couple of comments. First of all, we're conservative about providing guidance because it's on a relative scale basis. The revenues are certainly impressive, and we're very happy with where we came out this quarter, last quarter, and what we're seeing on a go-forward basis, and we think it's really reflective of the progress that we're making. Having said that, they're at a scale where even a deal that gets moved from one quarter to the next could change the achievement of a particular threshold, for example. And so we don't think that that's the right measure of the success of our strategy, which is why we emphasize the growth in the installed base, and other things like the number of flow cells that are going out and so forth. So that's one reason, which I understand that you're aware of. But let's not forget about the other reason, which is probably the bigger driver, and that is that while we're together here in a conference room for an earnings call for the very first time since quarantine began, and we're seeing lessening of restrictions around the world, allowing us to install systems and so forth, there remains a tremendous amount of uncertainty of what the future holds there. And so that's another reason why we're conservative about providing guidance. And so as that continues to clear up and the business progresses, I think we will be in more of a position to do that, and I would look for that probably next year sometime. In the interim, what we like your investors do is we pay attention to the analyst reports that are out there, and while some of them are higher, and some of them are lower than what we expect, we see the general consensus is kind of representative of our trajectory, which we have said on the last call target would be,
that's what he's talking about,
meaningful double-digit growth, in 2021 over 2020. But with substantial growth in the installed base of this 150 or more systems and other areas of progress.
Thanks so much for that, Eric.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to turn the call over to Eric for closing remarks.
All right.
Well, I just want to say that I thank the whole team and everybody at Bionano for everything that they've done to put together this quarter. I want to thank everybody who has joined the call today and followed along with us, and we will be back together with you in 1 quarter's time. So thank you very much for joining.
All right. Awesome.
This concludes today's conference call. Thank you for participating. You may now disconnect.
CEO comes on and says, oh, we're going to go to the moon or something crazy. Oh boy, where do we start? All right, we got so much to talk about. All right, this is going to take me way longer than I expected. Let me get my hat on so I stop messing with the hair. All right. Audio good. All right, here we go. All right, audio good. Here we go. Checking. All right. So, oh my gosh, where do I even start with that? All right, so first let's just go to the stock price. So we held around about 7% up the whole time. So a couple things that the number one thing, actually, should we just take institutional ownership first? Man, we got so many damn things. Don't let me forget anything. Do not end the stream until I covered everything. But number one thing, probably I would say that's cool. For me, I would say the Sapphire 2.0, he said, what did he say exactly? He said new updates to the software and consistent, I forgot what the word he was, but he was hinting and alluding again to more applications of the Sapphire. And do you guys notice when he was asked about the Sapphire 2.0 higher throughput, he was so damn vague. As in almost trying not to give something away. Do you guys feel the same about that? I'm really excited about that. I mean, we have a quote here. I'm just going to go over this really quickly. We have a quote of him saying, new applications are in the development of the Sapphire. I mean, this is new applications because some of the applications for Sapphire haven't even been developed. Others are still on the come. That's why we have such a small total addressable market. That's what makes me so excited. And also, okay, so to clarify, it was an earnings per share beat and a revenue beat. So basically, we instead of a loss of 5 cents, we got a loss of 4 cents, which is better, closer to being positive, right? And revenue was estimated 2.9 million. We got 3.2 million made. So it was a beat all around the board. I think we should honestly be up a little bit more than this. I mean, it was a beat on both of them. So yeah, it's. Yes. Okay. So other stuff that we need to talk about. 5 studies, right? We got 5 studies, and this stuff could be wrong. My detailed explanation video on all the earnings is going to be more accurate than what I'm about to tell you. But 5 studies. We've got 5 studies here, and they are going to be. There's the prenatal is Q3, I believe. They're accelerating these studies. The prenatal is Q3, and let me find it here. Okay, so prenatal, postnatal, hematological malignancies for leukemia and lymphomas, and tumor solid analysis research. Those are 5 studies, right? 5 studies that are going to happen. Listen, 5 studies that are going to happen this year, right? All those are this year, I believe. Actually, they are technically. I'm going to have screenshots of the actual presentation in the next earnings report video. Man, I'm going to be working on that's going to be like due diligence part 2. There's so much damn stuff to dissect. But basically, 5 studies. They're all going to come out. And do you remember the last time we got huge studies? That is what sent the stock price high. No one has cared about the earnings or the adoptions. They care about the damn studies that show you what is happening with the Sapphire innovations. If we can get some studies that prove that Sapphire is able to be used in research purposes in a significant way and contribute to significant findings, this is what sent the stock price up last time. Okay, this is what sent it up last time. If we look at the history tab, where is it here? History and why BNGO started rising. They're all studies, man. Announced the publication of a study. Consortium developed its custom sequencing. Okay, blah, blah, yada, yada. This is why BioNano started rising. What else okay, do we want to do institutional ownership? Man, no, there's so much. Okay, also the split of BioNano's market, right? So 50% of its customers are in the US, 50% are not in the US. Of that 50% that's not in the US, 25% is in Europe. That's a huge market for us. We did have some adoptions in Europe pretty recently. What else do we got? The Regent rental program. I did not like what they really said about that Regent rental program. So they got a rental program for the Sapphire, which this isn't necessarily bearish, but it's actually bullish, but it just depends on how you construe it. Basically, we have only one, they said at least one person has actually transitioned to sales they were using the Regent rental program, which is basically, you rent a Sapphire, you don't have to pay that much. Only one of them have converted to sales, and we want sales. Screw the damn rental program. Buy the shares. Moon go burr. We need tendies now, Eric. Come on. Also, acquisitions. Did anyone else catch this? I don't know if I'm being too speculative here, but when the chief financial officer was asked about how they're going to use revenue to better themselves in the next quarter, he said, what did he say? I forgot the word he said after strategic something. He said like strategic moves or something. I'm thinking acquisition right off the top of my head. They already acquired Lineagen, which it is Lineagen, not Lineagen. I still think Lineagen sounds better, but Lineagen is how the CEO said it, so we're going to go with Lineagen. I'm probably going to go back to Lineagen. Sometimes it's a habit at this point, but Lineagen is what it's pronounced with. What else? So given how much Lineagen has contributed so far, and they attributed the revenue rise this quarter again to Lineagen, which is crazy. I thought they were going to attribute it more to sales because I thought we were going to get much more of those. But yeah, anyways, I see the comments is literally just going crazy about institutional ownership. So last time it was 7% institutional ownership. Now it is 10.55. Let's check it out. Oh man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Now, all right. Oh my God, there's too much to talk about here. So basically, if BlackRock and none of these institutions sell out tomorrow, I'm going to add shares. I'm going to add shares, man. I'm going to add shares because listen to this. That means all these institutions, look at these average prices. All of these people are down right now. And the reason why I know they didn't sell, or at least a lot of them didn't sell, is because they are in the red right now. Unless they're getting a margin call, that's the only reason why they would sell. Yeah, let me turn this down real quick. All right, yeah. So a lot of these guys bought the dip right here. A lot of them, they can't sell up to where? Right here. So if they were to sell and they don't file tomorrow, right, because of an esoteric 13F SEC filing rule 45 days after the quarter that they filed, NK blah, blah, esoteric ape language, if the institutions held through this date, March 31st, we would know if they sold. If there were any transactions, we would know. If they did sell like here, which is unlikely because the share price keeps going down, right? You're going to panic sell. Institutions panic selling, not that much. They do their damn due diligence. After hours, we're up 8% right now. We should be up way more than this, honestly. But there were a few things that I didn't really like that he said. But the institutional ownership, talking a little bit about this, oh my gosh, it's all green. 9 million. Oh my gosh, this is more than BlackRock. Look at this. We have 9 million shares by Renaissance Technologies. Holy shit. Let's go. Can we get some celebratory comments? I mean, how much good news do we need? We've got 5 studies coming out this year. I mean, we've got so much good stuff. And we got stuff that I'm not even talking about yet. We got other crap. The regional rental program, back on that. Okay. That is good that we're doing a rental program now, because guess what? The people who are using the Sapphire rental, I guarantee you many of them that are renting will transition to sales. And they said quote, at least one customer had transitioned from rental to actual sales. I guarantee you that's going to increase. I guarantee you it, my friends. I guarantee you it. So, what else do we got? Am I missing something crazy? Okay, yeah, this was huge. Did anyone else catch this? Oh my gosh, this was huge. Did anyone else catch this? Please tell me if you caught this. He said, I forgot it. Okay, yeah, so talking about the patents, I didn't know this was ever going to happen. This is speculative, but he said, basically, I believe he said, in regards to the patent, something probes the Sapphire may be able to detect, there may be detection of single nucleotides, which is the exact advantage that long read sequencers and short read and next generation sequencers have over BioNano. If we could get that, I'm not saying, I don't remember the exact quote. I should have written it down. I should have written it down word for word. My hand is too slow to write. If I could type it, but I can't type it. But that was huge. That was huge. I mean, it would be over. BioNano would be worth BioNano would go up like 10,000% if we could make all long read sequencing, next generation sequencing, all of it obsolete, because that's all they have. All they have is 300 base pairs down to single nucleotides. Sapphire has everything else. Sapphire has the big ones, 500 base pairs all the way up to mega base pairs. That's what we have. Let me know right now. Someone comment, tell me what I'm missing here. I know I'm forgetting some stuff. I'm gonna have a whole video. Make sure you stay with the channel if you're new here, because I know we probably got a lot of new viewers. We're gonna have a full video detailing exactly everything they talked about and hinted at. Absolutely, we're gonna have that. What else do we have? Commit to certain number. Okay, so quarter 3 is the prenatal study, and then quarter 4 is the hematological malignancies for lymphomas and leukemia. They're talking about these sales going to 150 Sapphires installed by the end of the year. And if we just do some basic math, each Sapphire, so they've got 107 Sapphires sold right now, I believe. If they're going to sell, 43 more by the end of the year? So 43, what's 43 times 150? Let me get a calculator up here. Let me get 43 times 150. Okay, 43 times 150,000. Okay, so that's 640. Okay, so that's actually not as much as I thought. But there's also consumables. So this is what we would be making in revenue, in total revenue, plus all the consumables in revenue based just on Sapphire sales, according to BioNano's estimate for Sapphires by the end of the year. So that's an extra 640. That's almost what? Or wait a second. That's 6 million. What am I talking about? I'm an idiot. There's 7 numbers here. What am I talking about? This is the commas right here. This is 6 million. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. I just said that was 645,000. 6 million. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Did I do that math right though? Because that seems a little high. 43 times 150,000. So this is basically this is the number of sapphires that they have estimated to sell by the end of the year. This is the cost of a sapphire. Are you kidding me? 6 million? 6 million in revenue. All right. That's new sales of the sapphire. That's not even consumables. That's not even Lineagen. Lineagen is going to be what, 3 million? So that's 10 million plus the 3 million that we have right now. So what is that? 6 plus 3, 9. And then consumables, what's consumables going to be? I don't know, but that's already 10 million in revenue for the 3 remaining quarters. That puts us pretty damn on track to hit the auspicious projection, or at least, and I've said this for a while, it doesn't even matter if we hit my projection. If we hit their projection, I'm happy, because that's like 80-90% revenue growth year over year. Are you kidding me? Do you know what the stock price would do if we got 100% year over year revenue growth? Rockets, my friends. All right, what do we got? Okay, let's go back to the actual earnings report here. No, not that. Some other things. The cash is good. We liquidated a ton of debt. All the milestones are on track. There really wasn't anything crazy. I thought there was going to be something more exciting in the webcast. It was still really exciting though. It's 53. Oh, it is. Wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. We have 107 sold right now, and there's 47. Yeah, 110, 40, 43. Yeah, it's 43 sapphires extra, right? Because 103, 150 times minus 107 is 43. 43 sapphires, right? I think I'm right on that. My math sucks, though. Yeah, I hate the bears. I want everyone bragging to the bears. If you see a bear on BNGO, I want you to tell them they are dumb. Oh, I'm so happy right now. We did so well. Thank you, I wasn't able to say thank you for the donations in the earnings report. I was trying to be quiet, but oh yeah, let me go ahead and move this up a little bit. Is that a good size for you? Probably. I don't know. It's probably about good. Yeah, it's about good. We'll call it good. But yeah, up 10% right now. What am I missing? What have I not talked about yet? There's so much that I haven't talked about yet that I'm just blanking out on. Come on, remember. Oh, what was the other stuff? What about NASDAQ though? I want this to hold. You already know what I think about NASDAQ, my friends. You already know. We are due for a bounce, although we did close the day below the ascending level, which is very bearish, not going to lie, but we're still fundamentally undervalued by a ton. Oh, Marcus, I love y'all too. I love all y'all as well. All right, what else do we got? What else? Renting, pro, single nucleotide detection. What else? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is a good thing. So the inquiries. CEO also, Bionano, this is crazy. He hinted the little subtle things. I knew this was going to happen. He always has subtle hints, and the public has no idea what they're talking about. So this is why I'm here. He talked about inquiries to the system. He said India has reached out to Bionano about basically he didn't quote this next part, but basically he's saying India is reaching out about the sapphire system. They want to know about it. They want to potentially buy it. That's what this means typically, inquiries, talking about reaching out about this stuff. So that's basically word for word. So that's big. And that's sales. And that is sales. Also, by the way, if we do get more sapphires, then is more sapphires sold than 40, is it 47? Or wait, 43? Yeah, no, 43. 43. Yeah, if we get more sales than 43, so that's 6 million in revenue. 6 million in revenue is what the 47 extra sapphires, which is what Bionano projected, would bring in revenue. That is probably, honestly, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, the revenue next quarter is not going to be 6 million. It's going to be less than 6 million. And we're getting basically 6 million divided by 3 because there's 6 quarters left, right? 3 million, a little more than 3 million because it's like 6,200,000, 6,400,000, something like that. That is huge. And add in Lineagen, that's going to get, anywhere from 3 to 6 million this year. Divide that by 4, that's an extra added 1 million. So you're looking at like 4 million revenue easily each quarter on average if Bionano's projections are correct, which according to the CEO, according to Bionano like themselves, they like to be conservative. They like to underpromise and overdeliver, right? They've said this so many times, which is actually great news for us, which basically all that means is that all their projections are likely to be even more, right? And a lot of companies say that and they don't do shit, but it's better than saying, oh yeah, we're really aggressive on our projections. Don't expect us to hit those. No, they actually say they are conservative. They don't like to be wrong. That's why they're so damn conservative. That's why their estimates are something that I believe in. Estimate change in market. Let me talk about institutional ownership real quick. This is crazy. This is seriously crazy. This is literally doubled today. This is almost doubled. We were at 7% earlier. We're now at almost 11%. This has got like, what, 50% increase in the last few hours here. And look at the share prices, 403, 550s, man. They all these institutions, market manipulators, man. They are market manipulating their way. On the daily chart, if we look here, they got in perfectly March 5th at the very low. And they might have sold right here. If these guys sold here, we will know tomorrow based on my math. No one has proved me wrong yet on my 13F SEC filing rule. They have to be filed 45 days after the quarter that they were made in, the transaction was made in, ends. And that is going to be today or tomorrow. So any quarter one transaction, these guys, we will know if these guys held quarter one. And if they held quarter one, they're likely holding right now. So this is huge. This is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Oh, man. Wish I found you today and not months ago. Brandon, someone said the 9 million stake was purchased at, okay, yeah, let's look at this. The 9 million, no. Okay, if someone has, please, if anyone has Fintel Pro, email me a screenshot of what share price average this is, because if it's at 808, that's super bullish. That's super bullish. An institution was willing to buy what, 70 million, more than $70 million worth of BNGO at 808. They're already down like 40%. Do you know what that means for us? Load the boat. Moon time. What did I forget? Havana, someone tell me. Macaroni, quantum rockfish macaroni. Tell me what you thought. You are my friend. I've seen you on the channel a lot. I know you caught something in the earnings report that I'm forgetting to go over. So tell me something I forgot. Sample analysis, renting. We went over all this studies. We went over most of it, but I'm gonna end the video. I don't know if I'm gonna get it out tonight. I probably won't, to be honest with you. But how do we know they bought at 808? We don't know they bought at 808. That's why I'm telling you. If anyone has Fintel.io premium, email me at auspiciousbusiness@yahoo.com. It's in the description. Email me a picture of what share price these guys bought at. Please do that, my friend. Also, if you want to, I do BNGO. I'm going to make a full analysis on the BNGO earnings, but right now I think we pretty much covered everything. So let's do some live trading for BNGO. Let's do some live trading, my friends. So everyone, it looks like we actually, guys, you know what we have here? Cup and handle. Here's the cup. Handle is going to be right about here, so this could look really good. This actually is a potential trade. I will play the breakout if we have a breakout. I'll play the handle support level. Means moon. Yes, it does. It was a good. So overall, we got an earnings per share beat. We got a revenue beat. Nothing crazy. Both of them were slight beats, but it's good news. You know, all the bears that were saying, oh, this is a fraud company. There's no sales, man. The Sapphire doesn't have a use. All of those things are completely out the window. You don't make $3 million in total revenue in a quarter in a company that's as early in its lifeline as BioNano and be like that. This is a legit company. It's got legit sales and a legit niche. We've talked about this for a while. Also, one of the things that I'm most excited about is this. We are on track now. We got 3.2 million, and quarter one historically is usually the worst quarter for BioNano. 2020 quarter one was the worst worst quarter for BioNano by far. Earnings per share was like this. Quarter one was like this. The rest of the year, way up. It's like the S curve, right? It's literally like the S curve. There's a huge increase, and then it's kind of not that much. But we are in pace to hit that 16 million 2021 analyst projection according to Simply Wall Street. My auspicious projection is 21 million. We're in line to hit both of those because I think quarter one is going to easily be the worst quarter in revenue out of all of them this year. Easily. I will make that prediction right now. There is a 95% chance, in my opinion, that we beat 2.9 million in revenue every other quarter. Easily. Quarter one is the worst. We got 4 million last quarter. We got 4 million for quarter four 2020. I mean, come on now. What about FDA? Oh, yeah. Okay, FDA. Yeah, let me write that down. So FDA, right? They talked about how the Sapphire was, I'm going to bring that up in the video. That's why I'm writing that down. But basically, the FDA approval, they kind of hinted at talking about why, CEO was talking about, oh, Sapphire is only used for research. It's only used for research and development. No, false. You can use it for diagnosis if the laboratory or customer that's using it is approved for LDTs, which means laboratory developed tests. You can use it in prognosis, which just means treatment for whatever it is, and helping the solution, the medication, whatever it is. Also diagnosis, also chemotherapeutic drug enhancements. That is a fact. That's from an article. Okay, here, let me just Control F this. Chemotherapeutic. Let's try again. Chemotherapeutic. Here we go. Right here. All right, this is a quote right here. Okay, here, oh, I don't have it linked right here. I have all the links down here, though. So, yeah, several articles have talked about several articles alluding to sapphire being able to possibly help develop cancer mitigations, okay, cures, chemotherapeutic drug enhancements. Sapphire is not just for research and development. Absolutely not. FDA approval would help with this, but again, we don't necessarily need it. I actually think, I think FDA approval would certainly help. Certainly would help. Maybe it would even be enough to give us a 100% increase. I doubt it. It's already in full use. There are no capabilities of the Sapphire that are going to be unlocked once you have FDA approval, as opposed to when you don't have FDA approval. It's a damn box. It's not something you eat or drink or swallow like a pill. It's a damn box that you put blood and bone marrow samples in, and then you get data from, right? So it's not like we need FDA approval. It's not like we need it. Did I miss something, guys? Please tell me right now. Am I missing something right now? Is there anything in here that I missed about the earnings? I certainly am. I know I am. Break even with the sites. He expects for more adoption, sales, and consumables. Yes. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. My revised market cap, new price target. Let me see what the market cap of BNGO. It should be like around what last it was like it was 2 billion when it was actually doing well, so it's probably skimmed off a lot of that. What is it now? 1.5, 1.1, what is it? 1.2. Okay, so good. We're at 1.2. The market cap is so low right now, man. It's so low. Not FDA, that is for treatments. Diagnostic do not get FDA approval. Yes. Yeah, I didn't say you needed. Brandon, he hinted at new markets other than the 4 or 5. He mentioned that they expected. To me, that means we will have new illnesses coming soon to study. Yes, he kind of always hints at that, but we already have proof of that. Yes, that's big. Can you give me, my friend Quantum, can you by any chance give me like a really close paraphrase or quote? Because I don't think I heard anything crazier than what I'm about to show you, which I've already showed you this like 5 times, but this is the biggest news. This is the biggest thing that you need to understand about BioNano. The CEO has said this before, and this is why I know that BioNano's market, total addressable market, is super small compared to what it's going to be. This is how I know for a fact, if this is true, and this is according to the CEO on the earnings report. The total market opportunity for optical genome mapping goes well beyond that low single-digit billion number, which he talked about earlier, 3 to 3.5 billion, and it's substantially larger. Do you know what substantially means? It means it's big, okay? It means ape language, we're gonna moon. It's hard for us to quantify it specifically because some of the applications haven't even been developed. This is what's important, all right? Some of the applications haven't even been developed. Ape language, products and innovations are not even done yet. Others are still on the come up, all right? Come on. How else, I mean, this is a quote. This is a direct quote, all right? This is a direct quote. I mean, if we just if we just copy and paste this into Google here, look what will come up. The exact article that I got it from, okay? Boom. It's right there. So this is the biggest thing, and this is last earnings report, but this is why the markets and serviceable obtainable market of BioNano is only going to increase. I guarantee you that. You're looking at an additional 3 million estimate for consumables. Wait, did he say that? Did he say we're 3 million quantity or revenue? Quantity of sales or revenue? Like sales number of consumable purchases or sales, or revenue from that? What do you mean, Jim? This is huge. I like this earnings. I know people are probably getting bored at this point, but this is a big earnings beat. It's a big. I mean, it's not a big beat, but it's a sizable earnings per share beat and a big and a pretty sizable revenue beat with good catalysts. All 2021 milestones are on pace, which is great to see. I mean, those 5 studies are enough to get us back over 1569 if we get a bull market easily, and past that. People are going to start waking up. More people are going to start reading this full 78-page document that I did, the due diligence, right? They're going to read this. They're going to realize what we're dealing with here. The longer the Sapphire is around, the longer that BioNano is relevant, the more people that will get exposed to them and try to understand the technology, and that's when the magic happens. Because once you do this due diligence, once you read this or watch me read this to you, the Sapphire Deep Dive, it's over. You realize that this is going to be huge. This is the future. Optical genome mapping is the future in healthcare and genome analysis, structural variation detection. This is diagnosis improving, solutions, treatment improving. We're not talking about cytogenetics. We're not talking about research and development. We're talking about healthcare revolutions. We already have had healthcare revolutions. We already have them. And we were in the guys, when the internet started, optical genome mapping is kind of like the internet like 20 years ago, right? The internet's been around like 25 years. Optical genome mapping is literally 20 years ago, internet, literally. That's how I think. The revolutions are not even, I mean, we don't even know what we're going to get, because there's applications that are already developing, but they're not even quantified or counted in the markets, right? We already talked about it, in the current total addressable market estimate of 3 to 3.5 billion. That's according to the CEO. Heading north. Hell yes, we are. Yes, we are. All right, boys. I think at this point, if you want to leave, I've pretty much gone over most of what I have. I think maybe we'll do like a live trade here. Maybe I'll like put a buy limit order in, see if we get any corners that I can dip in. And unless I'm forgetting something, if you're about to leave and head out right now, feel free to go and read this document. I'm actually gonna. Should I link this right now? Should I link this right now in the chat right now? I'm going to go ahead and do it. So that's how you read the full BNGO DD. And then if you want to actually watch the video format, right, just scroll down to the channel. It's like it's most know BNGO information, why BNGO is my largest holding. The document is there. It's PDF download, whatever you want, man. Everything is there. 78-page document. That's what you can do to help yourself and myself in regards to BNGO. This is how you organically and naturally increase Bionano's stock price. Essentially, if we increase that video's views, more people see the due diligence, more people realize this is a company that is worth investing in. Stock price goes higher. And guess what? The best thing is we're not being like, oh, let's pump and dump. No, we're just saying let's increase the interest, increase the volume, increase the stock price based on this document here. That's all we're doing. So it's totally legal, totally fun, totally good cause. Go do that, my friends. If you're going to get out of here now, go ahead and do that. Because I'm going to do, this is getting late, man. I got to end the stream like right now. We're going to end the stream in like 3 minutes. 3 minutes, we're going to end the stream. Wait for a dip or last chance? Oh, that's a great question. Wait for a dip or last chance for BNGO. I'll say this. I'm gonna, this is a cup and handle right now. And I am going to add share. I'm going to put a limit in for, let me make sure this resistance is accurate here. Let me make sure, well, it's support now. Let me make sure here. I'm going to put in a small buy limit order right here. I'm not saying you should go add, but I'm going to put in a small, very small buy limit right in here because I'm not saying we're gonna hold this tomorrow. Please don't mistake me. If you see BNGO red in the pre-market tomorrow, don't blame it on me, please. But I'm just gonna say, if the Nasdaq turns green tomorrow, BNGO, this could be the last chance to get it under 5. I'll say that. This could be if the Nasdaq goes full bull market and everything goes according to plan. That's what I would say. So I'm gonna put a buy limit in for what we'll do. We'll do 25 shares, right? We're just putting a buy limit order in 490. That's what we're going with. Boom. Let's try again. That was anticlimactic. Okay, here we go. 0. Okay, let's check the box. Buy. Boom. Submitted successfully. Let's go. New gear for Brando. Yes, we need that camera. We need monitor. We need a more fancy stream setup, right? The audio is good. That's pretty much it, though. You're getting good content and good audio. Everything else, not really. So, oh, did it just get filled? It did. My order just got filled. All right, let's go. I'm in. 490. Let's go. Already up. Ha ha ha. A lot of people say it will drop to $2 to $3. Let me tell you something about the bears right now, guys. Trust me, I've had my fair share of bears. I've been adding on the dip. I first invested this at around $1. First seriously invested this right here. We played the breakout perfectly. My account was up 133% when we hit 1569. I held through. In hindsight, I wish I sold. People may call me an idiot for that. Guess what? That's all hindsight, man. You never know what's going to happen in the market. At the end of the day, the best strategy is find what companies you want, do your damn due diligence, add on the dips, sell a little bit on the rips if you want. Besides that, just hold, and you will make a lot of money if your original synthesis is fine. And I'll also say getting in under 10 is a steal long term in my view. So that's, oh yeah, in regards to the bear, I go on tangents sometimes if you're new here, but for the bears, let me tell you something right now. Let me just show you the kind of comments that I get, okay? Here we go. All right, first one right here. First one, you should go and check the channel Everything Money. They are talking about YouTubers like you. I'm not trying to expose anyone right now. Where you are honest about your previous short-term, because you haven't hit anything. I think it's time for you to make a video about the reality and hard facts. that's not even the worst of it. Okay, please stop trying to convince your viewers, followers to see you're playing games now, modified cup and handle. Look at this. I mean, where are these guys tonight? That's my point. You may be wondering, Brandon, what are you doing? Are you just giving the haters attention? I'm just trying to make a point that the bears only, at least on this channel, they do not show up and they do not call it both ways. They only claim to be geniuses when it's down. They don't say shit when we're at 1569. They're like, oh, it's going to go to zero now that we're red for 5 days in a row. Don't listen to them. Don't let them influence your decision making. Make your own decision. Don't follow what I'm doing. Please read this document. Please read and watch the video, right? Please read and watch the due diligence. Make your own investing decision, not based on that, but with that knowledge in your up your sleeve, because it's going to be helpful for you, I think. Anyways, with that, last questions, I'm going to end it. We got 271 viewers, most ever for a live stream. Thank you all. This has been an absolutely amazing day. This has been the funnest video I have ever done. Thank you all for making this happen. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit emotional when I'm not going to lie. If you guys watch the other streams, I'm not going to lie, got very pissed off with so many goddamn bears saying we're going to go to zero, saying the earnings report is bad, saying everything. And I just love the fact that we all proved them wrong. The guidance is great. Upcoming catalysts are great. Congratulations to everyone who held through and had faith in BNGO and me and stayed with the channel. Thank everyone. I mean, obviously we could be red tomorrow, but this is great for the long-term future of BNGO, I think, in my opinion. I can be wrong, but that's what I think. Thank you so much, everyone. All right, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna end the stream. Thank y'all so much, man. Thank y'all so much. All right, boys. Last thing I will say, due diligence right there for you on the channel. All right, man, I'm not even going to, this is such a weird one. We're not even going to do relevant information in regards to the title because we got to get out of here. Thank you so much, everyone. Last time, thank you so much. I will see y'all later, all right? This is not financial advice. Thank y'all so much. I love all y'all. All right, see you later, man.